Welcome at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. The Tooele City Council and the Redevelopment Agency of Tooele City are meeting in a work meeting. This work meeting is being held at Tooele City Hall in the council chambers located at 90 North Main Street in Tooele, Utah. We are also streaming this electronically on our Tooele City YouTube channel. We will start with a roll call. Councilwoman Manzione.
Present.
Councilwoman Goches.
Present.
Councilman Hanson.
Present.
Councilman McCall.
Present.
And I'm Councilman Brady, and I'm also present. We'll move on to item 3, which is the mayor's report.
Thank you, Chairman and Council. I just have a couple of awesome items to report tonight. Good things are happening at the city. And I know we reported on this 2 weeks ago, but we held the ribbon cutting for our Headworks building. And I think we have a picture up here. There we go. All of us out there at the Headworks building. And again, I just wanted to reiterate what a great project that this was for the city. And we are planning for growth. And we hope this will last us a good 50 years. So that's a really good thing. Again, it's a building that is paid for. We did not bond for it, so that's another really good thing about it. But we were really excited, not only for our Public Works Director and Jamie and all the work that he put into it, but for the fine staff that work there and keep all of that running for our residents. And it is a great asset to our community. The next photo is the ribbon cutting that we just did a couple of days ago, Monday morning, at our Parks and Cemetery, Parks building and the cemetery offices. The current cemetery office, which is the little home that sits just south of this building, has not been ADA accessible. And that's been our last really city building that is not accessible. And on Friday, that office will move into this new building along with our parks, who moved there yesterday, and they are operating out of there today, which they never shut down services. They were still working away in there. In fact, last night I got online and reserved the community building for a day. So I'm so thrilled with this. I could never begin to thank everyone that helped with this building. Darwin just took this lead and made it all happen. It took us a good 3 years, but it's paid for. And I'm grateful that the hospital saw the benefit for the city. They were a little hesitant at first, didn't know if they really wanted to sell it and get rid of it, and then decided to and gave us a really, really, really great deal on the building. But we had many community members, local contractors who did their part of the building, and then along with the service of our staff. The building itself, all of the electricity had to be redone, all the wires run, everything inside the building. And that was all done by our electrician, Dave Reed. So that was a huge undertaking. That's why we know it took so long, but it's a beautiful building, and we encourage the community to not only come and see it, but to use it. The upper floor is available to rent for parties and meetings, and our business owners can use it and hold meetings there. But it was a wonderful, wonderful day Monday. Sometimes we kept thinking it was never going to happen, huh, Darwin? Yeah, it finally did, but I'm very, very grateful. It took hundreds of people to make this happen, so we're very grateful. And then the next really exciting, I guess we got to show you some before and after pictures. We got a few of these, so you can see on the far left, that was like the building when we first acquired it. I think that's water on the floor. Water on the floor, and you can see that they had to hang up some lights for the first couple of years. We just had lights hanging there till we could get electricity done. And then you can see in the middle during construction, and then the far right is the finished. So we've got a couple more pictures here to show you different parts of the building. And so look at what a mess it was. There's graffiti on the wall, you see in there in that first picture, because we had, unfortunately, people break into the building and really do a lot of damage to it. But There's your next picture before and after. Here's one of the other offices. I think this is the section where the floor was very bad from the ceiling, the roof leaking. Came in there and, you know, we had to be really careful where we walked in that building because we didn't want to fall through the floor before we got it all fixed. But you can see how it went from a terrible place to a beautiful office space. And then there's the last one. This is the big community room upstairs. It is a very large room. I know you all went up there and saw the building, and that is for our residents to use. And it's even got a little kitchenette there with a refrigerator and sink so that you can prepare a little bit of food up there. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful place, and we just want our residents to come and enjoy it. So. All right, then the last item, again, that I just found out about, there is a magazine called the Utah PGA Monthly, and Ochre Hills Golf Course is on the cover this month. That is the Utah High School Golf State Championships that were held for the first time ever at Ochre Hills this year. So you can see some of the players there. And then inside the magazine is a really great article talking about how wonderful our golf course is, and our golf pro, Cody Lopez. The article is very interesting. You know, many years ago, the golf course was for adults, and that has drastically changed. Chris Scott, when he was the golf pro, started it. Cody took over and continued to make our junior golf program a huge program. And as you know, it evolves. Those kids grow up, they're on the golf teams at the schools. They go to college, they come back, and they use this beautiful golf course. So the article is really great. We hope to get our hands on like a hard copy. This was just taken out off of the internet, but I'm just very, very proud of our staff in every department and for what they do. I'm very grateful for them. That's my report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Nguyen. We'll move on to item 4, which is the council members' report. We'll start with Councilman McCall.
I did. I attended the Arts Council. I also attended the open house that most of us was at, and the luncheon today at the Public Works.
Shops.
The shops. They had a luncheon today, and also the ribbon cutting at the Parks and Recs building. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Councilman Hanson.
Well, I think I've been mountain lion hunting more than I've been going to anything else. But so Monday, I'm planning on going to the Parks building for the ribbon cutting and all that. And about 10:30, we get a track, so I ended up mountain lion hunting all day. But anyway, Darwin got a hold of me, and I was able to go tour that today, just before this meeting, and it's amazing. So they've done a wonderful job, and appreciate Darwin and all the people that have helped in the city, saving lots of money by having employees finish it and be able to do that in their spare time. And it took longer, but that definitely was worth some savings. So it's an awesome building. Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to be using them big rooms too for different events. So we had planning commission meeting, and that was good. Them guys in the planning commission are amazing, and they always do a wonderful job, and it was good to be there. And then we had a citizen complain a little bit about some animals at large, but Chief Day talked to him, and he got that handled just like, took care of things, made the citizens happy, so I really appreciate that, you taking care of that. And attended a meeting up at the homeless shelter with Switch Point, and seems to be getting better and better there all the time as far as figuring it out and making it work for our community. So yeah, good things are happening anyway, and I appreciate all you guys, so thank you. That's my report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Goches.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to call into the last meeting. I was out of town, and because of that, there was kind of an interruption in my schedule, and so I wanted to thank Jamie Grand Prix for allowing me to have a private tour of the Headworks building, and Troy, and they just do a fabulous job. You know, the property looks like a city park. It's beautiful, and the Headwork building is just amazing. As the mayor said, I just echo that we're planning for growth, and that that was very exciting. I also was able to attend Eclipse 6, the Christmas concert at Tooele High School. Appreciate the Arts Council for the things that they do. I also attended the Rock the Ritz fundraiser with Exit 99 and Friends at the Ritz, and just really love the opportunity to reuse that beautiful building. And then I also attended the Parks Building Open House, and my passion has always been the arts. I served on the Arts Council for more than 10 years and also as a past chairman, and so it was really exciting to be a part of the planning and to see the vision and to be able to see that through to fruition. And I really applaud the Parks Department and all those who even painted. You know, that was above and beyond. So thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Manzione?
Thanks. I was at all of the same things, so I don't need to reiterate other than to say thank you again to everybody. And, you know, at the end of the year, I think it's good to just say thanks to all of the employees that we have at Tooele City. I think we have great employees. And, you know, I went to the shops luncheon today also. It was just great to see so many people there that are busy doing great things for our city. And I would echo that about the Planning Commission and the Arts Council as well. I will remind everybody that the Grinch is free movie at the Ritz on Saturday at 3 and 7. It's sponsored by the Tooele Technical College. So come out and enjoy the Grinch holiday spirit, I guess, and have some fun and buy some popcorn and enjoy the Ritz. And there were, just so you know, there were 300 people at the last Rock in the Ritz. So that's a pretty good turnout. So it's great community support. That's it.
Thank you. I just echo what everyone said because I attended many of the same events. After the Headworks open house, Jamie did take me on a tour of the sewer plant or the wastewater treatment facility, I think is the proper term, political term. And there's definitely more work to do down there, but we're making headway. And what I really love is that we're addressing issues and we're not afraid to back down from them, and I anticipate we'll keep doing that. So I hope the city staff knows that we're here to support you, so please let us know if there's things that you need. That's what we're here for. That concludes my report.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I just want to remind about the Arts Council and the Ritz, because you were telling what was going on. We just got word that on the 28th of December, Carver Lewis is bringing country to the Ritz. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Country to the Ritz? Yeah.
Bringing some friends.
So that concert will be there, and it's only, if I'm not mistaken, $10.
$10.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Saw that on the marquee.
Carver Lewis and Friends, so there'll be some other people.
That Ritz building is being well utilized, so great resource
As
for our
much as we
community.
can use it without more work.
All right. We'll move on to our discussion items. Our first discussion and only discussion item is a discussion on Resolution 2024-98, a resolution of the Tooele City Council amending the Tooele City fee schedule by adding public improvement permit review fees, presented by Jamie Grandpré, the Public Works Director.
Good evening, council. Is this on? Loretta? Are we on?
Doesn't sound like it.
I know, even with our mics, it doesn't seem like I don't hear myself as much
I
as
can
I
hear
normally
you
do.
guys, but I
Okay,
can't hear
that's
them.
good.
I could talk loud. That's the case. This is work session, right? So I can thank them for coming to my open house and ribbon cutting without having it as an agenda item. So I do want to thank you guys for coming down to the open house and seeing our Headworks facility. Very nice facility that we have put together, a very nice building that came together. Without your help and the mayor's help, I don't know if that would have happened. So I'm very grateful for that and for what the support that we had to bring that building to life. And so I'm glad. I hope that you like it. Hope that you think we did a good job with it. And it should hopefully be a 50-year building, and you might not have to come back in 20 years and say we need a new one. So.
Yay.
And then, and thanks for those that attended the lunch today. It's always good to see the council come and support Public Works and the rest of the city staff. Tonight, I have before you a resolution that will come to also the business meeting, 2024-98. that talks about review fees. In the review fees, when we have a developer that comes in, they're either like doing a subdivision or a site plan, and they pay review fees for that. And so that kind of covers my time, not Roger's, but Paul's, yeah. Paul's time, I was thinking Roger, but looking at Paul. Paul's time, Andrew's, sometimes maybe our inspectors, as they're helping me with reviews. And so we have fees set forth to help cover that when there's a subdivision or when there's a site plan. Lately, we've had some off-site type utility plans come in that does not fall under subdivision or a site plan, and we have not been collecting review fees for those. And so we, Roger and I and Paul got together to talk about these, and Andrew, talk about these fees and what we needed to do to collect a public improvement review fee. So this is just a review fee for somebody that's maybe just putting in a sewer or a water line or a storm drain or a combination of the three, but it's really not part of a subdivision or a site plan. And so that fee, it's kind of hard to just, if you look in the fee schedule for subdivision and site plan, we kind of just got kind of a flat fee, right? $1,500 or $1,000, kind of depending on the size, it kind of goes up from there. When we're doing utility, sometimes it could just be a block, it could be a mile, it could be half a mile. And so it was hard just to put a flat fee to it. So we ended up looking or discussing doing a $300 per hour fee. $300 per hour just covering my time, Paul's time, Andrew's time as a whole, right? And so we just cover it at $300 per hour. That way, it's just based off of how long it takes us to review a block or a half a mile or a mile. And so that way we're not collecting, not enough, but not collecting more than what we should. So we kind of set $300 per hour. They would have to pay a deposit that we kind of work off of, and then kind of we would look at it an overall first impression, thinking, okay, it's a half a mile, might take 10 hours or whatnot. And that's kind of the fee that we would charge. If we was to go less, we could give that money back. If we was to go over, we would request additional funds, but at least got us a starting point. So that's kind of what we have added to the fee schedule, and kind of just my discussion, brief discussion on it. I do want to kind of open it up for questions if there are questions, and if Roger has anything that he would like to add, he could add that as well. But that's kind of what we're looking to do, is put a public improvement review fee for public works at $300 per hour, and to add that to the fee schedule for those that don't follow under a site plan or a subdivision, which we have. In the past little while, we've had a few of those come through our office for review.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
Is it going to be incremental? Like, do you have it divided out, or is it just flat, like minimum hours, or will you do half hours, or? It doesn't really specify that, and I can see people asking that.
Yeah, I don't know, if we go by half hour, say 10 and a half hours, do we charge them for 10 and a half hours? Yeah.
Okay.
So we can do it as 10 and a half hours, charge them for the 10 and a half hours. When they bring in their plans and we do that initial review, we'll just kind of look and see what we think it's going to cost to do the
Sure.
review, get that as a deposit, and start from there.
Thanks.
I was just thinking of the time of that part of it, because, so they'll come to bring it in, and then you guys will have to go over it and make an estimate before you can even tell them what it is, which we want to be speedy on that within a certain amount. So are you going to train your help for that, or is that going to have to come to you?
Yeah, I think for the first little bit, it will take just a little bit of time. I don't think it's going to take too much of a time, but just a little bit of a time to kind of get an idea of what a block or a half a mile or a mile will be, and then we can set those.
Set some fees.
Yeah, set those fees for, if it's a block or 2 blocks or something, we could automatically say, oh, we know that's going to be, 5 hours or 10 hours, and
Yeah.
this will be the deposit for it.
It'd be nice to have
So,
something like that for your people taking them in,
Yeah.
I would think, so. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
That's-
fees in the resolution, it says like preliminary subdivision, final subdivision, that's what we charge currently?
Yeah, yep, those are
Okay.
current for subdivision and site plan. Those
So
are
a
current.
developer's paying like a preliminary one, a final subdivision, because there's multiple steps,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And then this is just kind of trying to address all the other.
This is, yeah, so this would hopefully cover those that are not under the subdivision or site plan.
Okay.
I just had one question.
Yeah.
I just had one question. It just says a deposit shall be paid prior, and so what is the amount of the deposit? Is it the $300 that we're going to charge per hour, like a 300 initial deposit, and then based on your assumption, it just doesn't say what the deposit amount is?
Yeah, so the deposit amount will be based off of what we think hour-wise it's going to take us to review that plan. Now, we'll have kind of like, as I was telling Councilman Hanson, we'll have kind of a schedule, like if it's a block and we think it's going to be 10 hours, we'll charge them for 10 hours up front.
Okay, so
that would
I
be
was
like
thinking more like
3,000.
an initial deposit was going to be down, then you were going to make a determination. So, okay, that
No, yeah,
clarified that.
we're hoping to be able to get, at least know that
The
depending
fee.
on kind of the size of the project, that we can kind of get a deposit based off of that size. We've already done a few already kind of, that was been covered by the city, so I think we could take some of those times and try to get an idea of, how long it's going to take us to review certain plans
Okay,
and kind of put a deposit schedule together for those.
okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions or concerns?
With that disposal schedule, I think that solves what I think your mic's
Okay.
My mic's off? Yeah, anyway, you're good.
Yeah, we'll make sure that that happens so that it doesn't inconvenience the applicant.
Okay, we added this to our business meeting. If you feel comfortable, we can vote on it tonight and table it if we don't, so.
Chairman?
Yeah,
I
Roger.
would like to just add that, and I tried to write it into the resolution, this is not intended to generate revenue. This is intended to recoup costs. So this will not be a moneymaker for the city, but hopefully it will be will lessen the loss of providing the services.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. I mean, we always hear the community or citizens talk about how the developers or growth should pay for itself, and I think this is a way that we do that, is we put the cost back on the developer to pay it, so.
To help recoup the
Yeah,
cost.
recoup the
Yeah.
cost.
So we have had since, well, several times this year, we've had some of these infrastructure pieces going in that have not been associated with any permit of any other kind for the Compass Point projects. And so a piece would come in, and then another piece would come in, and just trying to track them by themselves was difficult. But we were charging them for the time, and we were sending them a monthly invoice, which was taking a lot more time on both ends for them to review, for us to review, create an invoice, and then have them pay it, and then we'd do it again the next month. And this will streamline the whole process much better and create a way for us to track each of those projects better in our system. So it'll make it more efficient for both sides.
Right. Okay, if there's no other questions, we'll finish up our work meeting. Our last item is a closed meeting. There's no closed meeting items that I'm aware of. So we will adjourn at 6:53 and then reconvene at 7 for the RDA meeting.